Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're looking at Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 1, Episode number 2. And I've been on a really big high since watching the first episode last week, and I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And that's because the show really did feel like the Star Trek that I know and love. I know a lot of other people do feel the same way that I do. Um, it had the heart, the soul, and the spirit of the Star Trek that I have come to know as Star Trek. And even though there are a lot of fans for Star Trek Picard, and I did like the show, but there are a lot of problems with it. And Star Trek Discovery, well, uh, yeah, I know there are a lot of fans for the show, but I do have a lot of problems with it. And you got to admit, if you are actually truthful, there are a lot of problems with that show. But I'm not here to talk about Discovery or Picard. I'm here to talk about Strange New Worlds. Now, Season 2 starts with a recap of the first episode, and then we get to see the crew, mainly the bridge crew and the main officers getting together in Pike's quarters for a party. The quarters seem like really huge, and he's having enough place for a galley. They're doing some cooking. Everybody's having fun, drinking wine, and you also see they're becoming a little loose. It's a little bit of a family atmosphere. And Uhura, being the cadet, the newbie, she is poked a little fun at by some of the other people, especially Ortegas, who tell her to wear the dress uniform. But however, when she gets there, it's all casual. And even Pike manages a little chuckle on seeing it. So they said, "Welcome, just relax, enjoy yourself." And we actually get to hear Hemmer speak. Bruce Horak, who's the legally blind Canadian artist, and when I say artist, he's actually a painter as well as actor who plays Hemmer. And there's a little bit between him. There's a scene between him, Spock, and Uhura, and that was one of my favorite things in one of the teasers. And I love that particular scene quite a lot. So you get to see him a little bit gruff, but he's. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of comedy also coming from his point, based on what I just saw. So I can't wait for more Hemmer. All right. So the main storyline of this episode is basically that they've been following a comet on its path, and it's now going to hit a planet, a Klassen planet, which has got a pre-warp civilization. What they do show a little bit about the people there, first kind of like a humanoid but little alien looking, and they live in the desert kind of place with kind of huts and stuff, but they are pre-warp. So of course the Enterprise crew cannot show themselves to them. They are following the path of the comet, but then they find out that the comet is going to collide with the planet. So they plan to move it along slowly, and then discover that this comet has got a force field, and inside there's some alien tech. So we have Spock along with Uhura, Lang, Noonien Singh, and Sam Kirk beaming down inside the comet to try and find out the mechanisms of it and see if they can get it to not collide with the planet. However, we find that there is a alien race much more advanced than Starfleet, who are called the what are they called? The Shepherds. That's what the translation metrics actually calls it, the Shepherds. They believe that this comet is, and they're basically going along with the asteroid. They believe that this asteroid is one of the creating forces of life in the universe, and if the comet wants to collide with the planet, it will either destroy life or create life. So that's kind of like what they believe, and they want the Enterprise to stay away. Uhura, we get to see Uhura singing. Her singing talent, and that's basically what we see Nichelle Nichols in the original series and in the movies as well. She's a very good singer. She's got a lovely voice. Celia Gooding, who's playing Uhura in this one, she also has a really good singing voice, to be honest. And she managed to crack the code in terms of harmonics, is what excuse me, like harmonics and mathematics mixed together is what runs the workings in the internal parts. Excuse me, that's a little burp coming up because I had a Pepsi some time back, and that's how they get the workings of the particular alien tech inside the planet. inside the comet. They manage to get back. Sam Kirk is injured, but they manage to stabilize him and then they beam him back. And now Kirk has got to pretend he needs the comet to not hit the planet that badly. They had to divert it a little bit, but the shepherds won't allow them. So finally, things are fixed in such a way that the the comet passing very close to the planet creates a change in the weather, and they have more. It becomes more habitable for the people on the planet to actually live, and that's basically the full storyline of what we are, the main storyline of the particular show. And the aliens definitely leave leave the Enterprise alone, because once they find out that they haven't really stopped the comet, they can not bother them too much, but they give them a slight warning and they go away. They are much more powerful than anything Starfleet has. The other main thing about this episode is we get to see a little bit of Uhura, and let me tell you, I'm still not sold on this character. Nothing against the actress, it's just because she is portraying Uhura. And even though this is supposed to be 10 years before TOS, she is a cadet, not even an ensign yet. And the Uhura that we see in TOS is a lieutenant. So this is a much younger version of the actress, of the character rather. There's something that's kind of off-putting about her. I do think that, as adorable as she is, it's the fact that, how do I put this? I don't really know. There's a couple of things about this character. I mean, they're kind of like praising her quite a bit in the show. She hasn't really earned that yet, has she? And the other part is, especially in the first episode, I remember when Pike is saying hi to her on the bridge, and he says, there's the prodigy, and then she's like, oh yeah, that's me. This is I'm kind of great. That's the feeling I actually got, the way that she actually expresses herself. She is very casual with a lot of people, with all the superior officers, and that's another fact that I can't really understand. She is still only a cadet. She is being a little too casual, too informal with the folks. The other thing I should say is, the character I did not like at all till now. I am not sold on this particular character. Jess Bush playing, is it Jess Bush? Yeah. She's playing, wait, I need to get the name of the actress. The one who plays Nurse Chapel, yes, I was correct, Jess Bush. So in TOS, Nurse Chapel is played by Majel Roddenberry, Majel Barrett at the time, and then Majel Roddenberry. And agreed, again, that is a much more older, mature version of the character, and this one she's supposed to be a lot younger. For a character on Starfleet, a nurse on the Enterprise, she seems to be flirting a lot with Spock, and the way that she approached him to actually inject him with something before they go down to the comet, I almost thought she was going to start straddling him. So I'm not really happy with the way that she's portraying Chapel, but at the same time, that's probably the direction that they wanted to go. And even Uhura calls Spock out, said when she's your girlfriend. He says she is not my girlfriend, and then she says, I did see a little bit of heavy flirting. These are two aspects I'm still not sold on about the show, Uhura as well as Chapel. But in this case, I don't really like the portrayal of Jess Bush. I don't really much have a problem with Uhura's character here if she was another cadet, another character altogether. But even if it wasn't Chapel, I wouldn't like the nurse at all. That's what I'm trying to say. This episode, we also get to see a new temporary character. I mean, that's the theme that's going to happen. We're going to see rotating people on the bridge. Because while Uhura's on the comet, we have someone else who's doing the role of communications officer, and it's a real cutie. This is an actress called Jennifer Hui, or Huey. I don't really know how you pronounce it. She's probably part Caucasian and part Chinese. So she plays Lieutenant Christina, and she's easy on the eye. She's a little cutie. I wouldn't say that she's really beautiful, but she's really cute, is what I want to say. The other thing is the other point to note is that this particular episode, the alien race, the shepherds, are basically Muppets, or I don't think they're CGI. They're kind of Muppeteers or something like that, is what I understand. Yeah, so the planet, is saved. The comet passes, right next to the planet, and therefore the humanoids on the planet do actually see it passing by, and of course now they're getting rain. It looks like it's going to be a much different planet than they were used to before. From the more desert-like climate, it's going to be more lush greenery and all those things, which is actually nice. And we also get to see a little bit more of Pike considering his future. There's a scene where he talks to Una, or number one, about the 5 lives that he's going to save eventually, 10 years from now, when he meets his fate, and that he can't escape it, and he's actually thinking about the 5 people that he would save in the vision that he actually saw. And he looks them up, and they're all pretty young kids at this point, and in 10 years they're going to be cadets in Starfleet themselves, very much like Uhura. And he's more looking into, even if he gets completely paralyzed in the accident, he will save the lives of these 5 people, and that's what he reminds himself. He by hearts their names and keeps reminding himself about them, and that's the objective. He is going to save them, and that's the episode for today. I really did like it, not as much as the pilot, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Really looking forward to more Strange New Worlds. This is a really good show, guys. I think a lot of us are very happy with this particular show, but there are some people who are not too happy. I think I'll talk about it some other time. Maybe tomorrow I'll try and shoot another video, and I'll upload it in a couple of days or so. That's basically it. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Episode 2. Thank you, and I shall see you again pretty soon. Bye-bye.